Alright, welcome back to another Track from Scratch episode. Let's go ahead and listen to what we've got going on here, and then we'll figure out what adjustments to make. Alright, sounds cool for an idea, but we definitely need a good amount of changes. So this part needs to go, I think. We can keep the chorus. This is, what, 10? Well, it's actually, I think all of this needs to be moved over one. I don't think we need to... Actually, you know what? Let's move it out a whole 8 bars. And I think here, let's change the drum pattern a little bit to make it a little less repetitive. Just gonna do like a 4/4 type beat. And then let's actually do a something like this. And then let's humanize these. Okay, so I think that could be cool. This part needs to be here. And I think there needs to be something else here, just not go directly into like a break. Maybe a lesser version of this. And let's actually copy and paste these drums again. Maybe even just here. Let's just do like a, well, let's see. Maybe we just do... You know what we could actually do is, let's extend this. Let's pitch envelope it. I feel like we do something different with the drums. Maybe like a... I almost never do this, but let's try it. Oh, I see. Make sure that all of our snares here are set to the right velocity. I usually just put them all the way at 100. 27. And then let's, these ones that are where the snare is playing, let's just either turn them all the way down or turn them off. That could be a cool variation. And mind you, it's going to sound a little bit lame, I suppose, while there's no like mixing and mastering going on. Okay, then I think what I want to do, let's do like an arpeggiator, like era style, maybe like something like, maybe just this. Sounds like it could be kind of spooky. Let's find a cool pluck. And let's start messing with our arpeggiator. I think there's actually one that you can just have it do different patterns rather than this, so that it would go like up, down, up, or things of those lines. Is it a stepper, not an arpeggiator? No, what am I thinking about right now? It actually might be a sequencer, but I don't want a sequencer, I don't think. Oh, I just realized I didn't even separate this to the synth. I guess that's fine. It would be cool, I think, if it would go. Yeah. And I actually think it could be cool if it goes. Boom, boom. Let's see. Let's drop this one. Maybe. And let's do this, maybe. And then here, let's go ahead and just adjust the root note as well. Maybe that'll be kind of like a cool variation. Here, just up one. And then we will, I think I can just copy paste this, right? Yeah. All right, let's try that. Maybe try to get another note in there at the end for some more variation. Yeah, something like that could be cool. All right, let's try that. I think it needs a little bit more reverb just to fill in the space, and we can also probably drop a guitar. All right, let's try that. And we don't have an atmosphere going on, so well, I guess we do. Try that. I might actually do, I don't think we have an atmosphere guitar so far. Let's go ahead and copy over one of the Actures, and let's make that an atmosphere guitar, and it'll just follow the same thing, so we still have like a little bit of like a, not a human element per se, but just like a, I guess it would be the human element in this spot, even though it's not being played by a human. Let's do this. That's fine. And then I'll just copy over the same effects, at least arpeggiator wise. Let's do that. Let's bring this up. Let's bring that guy down. Let's bring everything down actually. And let's just have these palm muted, I think. I guess, I don't know, it would be easier probably to play it open, really. And then let's and then let's change, I don't think Nameless really has a whole lot of lead presets here, but they do have one called like a swell or something like that. Oh, this one. Actually, I'm thinking no. And then this is kind of off anyway, so I don't think it really matters in terms of humanizing it. So that would be the chorus right there. Oh shoot, make sure all the... What is this even on for? Oh, okay, that's fine. Alright, this might be a little too much. I think actually what I'm going to do, let's just completely erase this part, because I don't completely like it, so let's just not deal with it. And I'm actually just going to save so I can't even take it back. So, let's just work on this beginning part. So we need some better chords. And then actually, I think what we should do as well is let's open these guys up. Wait, what am I? Let's just legato these guys. And this actually can be a little bit quieter still, I think. And then this will just be our like chorus background element. Alright, so what even are our chords going to be? Let's see, so what do we have going on in the beginning here? Okay, this can be changed. This is all can be changed, so I need to not even worry about it. So let's do, where was our note? Turn our, whatever this is, our preview back on. Alright. Maybe something like this. My buddy who actually plays guitar was like, you should do bigger kind of open notes for the chorus. Try that out maybe. Let's see, maybe. Hello? Oh, that's why. Maybe just octaves. I don't know if I really want to do that. I think I do want them to strum more, but we'll just try it out. Oh, that's what I was thinking. I'll just have the bass line strum it. No doubles, right? Oh, yeah. And then... I don't know if that one should be... I guess I could just copy paste this part. Alright, let's try that. Alright. I like that a lot better. So I think after this we could do, I actually think we bring this back for part of it if it fits. Let's actually... automate this too? Alright, we gotta go back to old trusty, which is Shimmer by Valhalla. Probably just follow this bass line, huh? Why did it move over like that? Okay, and then what I think we can do is maybe... It's definitely hard to... I'm not going to act like I love this song. It's definitely hard to finish an idea when you're not like super loving it. Let me see here. So let's try... And then let me try... Let's see, what kind of atmosphere is this one? Those are eighths? Okay, I guess I'll just have to modulate this in, which isn't a big deal, but something to do. And then we'll just modulate this back right when this second part comes in. And then let's just copy paste, and we'll just do that, I think. I also want a velocity on here. Let's try dynamic 2. That's cool. I like the distortion of the other one. This is not a key, is it? That's good. Alright, and then we just need some drums now, like a build drum. So let's look in Modern Massive. Low key. Why not? And then let's do this. Do I have filters on the drum yet? On the drums? Let's add one. Put a filter. Let's do something like this, and let's have it come in here, so that way we don't have to get rid of. Not quite. I'll have to mess with it, I think. Yeah, not quite. I did like how long that loop was. try that, I suppose, but just for half of the loop. Okay, so definitely need something filling for this part, but I think maybe write a breakdown and then that's how it can kind of wrap up. So let's try that. Let's see if I have any breakdown ideas in my head. And then I think after we write the breakdown, that's where it might be good to kind of call it for a stopping section. So let's see here. I'm going to try to do a different pattern, but we'll just see. I don't know if I just heard it or if it's just in my head. It must be in my head because I haven't really been listening to a lot of metal. Maybe like that. Let's try that. What could I do? That's too much. Yikes. That might be too much going on. Let's humanize. Hey, up a note here? I don't know if I could pitch spin this fast enough, or if anybody really could. No, I don't think so. I don't even think I just did the right note. Try that again. And then I feel like we get the da-na-na-na-na-na right here at the end. Just kind of keep that as like a central theme. My vacuum's going off right now, so apologies for that. What did I just do? Here? 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 Alright. Let's try that again. Alright, let's try this. Hopefully that's cool. Sometimes breakdowns are pretty hard to come across without sounding too generic. Yes, maybe? I don't really want to. Let's see. That's crazy what a difference the cymbals can make just filling out a spot. Let's get like a break in here, or maybe a chorus. What do I want? I guess a chorus. That's about what I'd want. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the kicks and drums with the pattern or do it different. Ooh, maybe just for the second part. Let's do. I guess we just need a snippet and set length. Oops. Let's consolidate and then set the length so it doesn't do the whole clip. Alright, let's do that. Let's bring this guy up, and we don't need the fill part. Simple fills are nice a lot of the time, in my opinion. Okay, let's do this. Let's basically just bring everything to high. I think we actually need to switch this, which is good. Alright, let's try. This did it. Is it this? Okay, what did I just hear that I need to change? All right. And then I say we probably just do this. We change the drums again to that kind of like just a simple pattern. Oh boy. And then it goes back into that. And then, let's see, so maybe actually... then I think we do, I think the guitars are a little bit quiet. Whatever. Let's add an ARP again. Maybe this one? Okay, that's a lot better in my opinion. Let's see how that flows from, let's just listen to, I think actually that's where I'll call it then. So basically the only thing we have to fill in is, let's just do it, whatever. And then let's just turn off the arpeggiator here, maybe like right here, and then just extend this out. What if this is probably going to be too much, I'd imagine. Alright, we do need a break, I already noticed. So maybe just like a small section here. Just like a drum fill, I would say. Maybe just like 2 bars. And then let's just find one. I just did this in a track that I'm working on. Oh, speaking of, if you made it this far, make sure you listen to my track, Means to an End. It just came out last Friday. Show some love. Thanks. Let's just try to find a fill. I'm doing this in another track though, so what I was saying is I don't want to keep doing it, but whatever. I mean, what else am I going to do? Be creative. I actually think it needs to be a little bit more of a stretch section. I do here, and then let's do let's do this. I guess I could actually just... Ooh, actually, let's try a pattern. Alright, that actually is, I think, a lot better than what we had. Alright, let's give this a shot, aka a final listen, and then I'll probably, based on this final listen, right after it, I'll tell you if we're gonna keep working on this track or not, because basically it's pretty close. Let's actually throw on a master. Let's fix this mixing real quick. Alright, and I just have one that I'd be using. Let's do this. And then, let's just drag the threshold down. We're probably looking at like that much. Alright, let's give it a shot. And yeah, honestly, I feel like this is pretty close. I think some vocals and some vocal production could finish this off. So if we decide to do that next week, and by we I mean me, or I guess you guys can let me know as well. If we decide to do vocals, that can probably fill in a lot of this dead space. So if that is the case, maybe I'll just track vocals and the next episode will be kind of like the final where everything is kind of put together. But if not, we'll start our next song, or a new song next week. So let's go ahead and give this a final listen and see where we're at. I think what I'm actually going to do, turn this on, and I'll mute my mic for this final listen. Alright, low-key, not to toot my own horn, but that actually did come out kind of cool. Rip to the audio cutting out right here. I always forget to lock this, or I guess I do forget to lock it. I don't, whatever. And it didn't move over, so I'm going to probably have to adjust more of this. So hopefully it's not too much, though. Gotta move it to what? Let's move it to here. Okay, and then this, I have a frequency shifter on it. Probably should just have it do this. And then just, I don't know, should it pitch up here too? No, I don't know. I think it sounds pretty cool though. Especially with the master on it. So the master makes a huge difference. So this definitely needs a mix. But yeah, if you make it to this point of the video, I'm like 70-30 on whether or not this should be a full track. But let me know, and this might be one of my next releases. Get some vocal ideas down, but maybe I'll think about it tomorrow and think about maybe finishing it. Today's Thursday. You'll see this on Saturday. So yesterday, if you're watching this on Saturday, I would have been working on this more if I'm going to. Anyways, that's a kind of a jumble of words. So hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Hopefully you learned something. I know it was a little bit of a kind of walking back a lot of what we already did, but I think it's coming out pretty cool. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far, even if you skimmed, thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you next week for another episode.